So here is APVO Aptevo Therapeutics. This finishes at $17.03 today. That is up 162.81%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Okay, here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $3.13 today. That is down 19.95%. So we haven't talked about this one in a while here. This used to be a really popular meme stock. The high was $12.50, has pulled back very significantly since then. And today this was number 1 on StockTwits. So a lot of ape action right now. And there was a reason as to why this went down today. They had earnings, so let's check it out. EPS was negative $7.58. That is very nasty. That is a huge loss. Yeah, last year was only 30 cents per share. This year was $7.59. That is disgusting. And revenue is $2.2 million. So I'm not sure exactly what the estimates were, but this seems like really, really bad earnings. And in addition to these bad earnings, I believe that the special dividend on TYDE, Tide, their spinoff company, is not going to get paid until next year. So very negative PR there. So all around, very disgusting day for this stock today. Apes are not happy at all. And yeah, it's down 20%. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, there's a gap down at 950. So that would be a bullish indicator that is saying the stock should come back up to 950 eventually to fill that gap. We have another gap down at 750. So again, bullish indicator that is telling us the stock should come back up to 750 eventually to fill that gap. Another gap down at 585. Bullish indicator that's saying the stock should come back up to 585 eventually to fill that gap. And today we have another gap down, 380. So another bullish indicator that is telling us this stock should come back up to 380 eventually to fill that gap. So quadruple gap down, pretty nasty stuff. But those are all bullish indicators. Now, quite honestly, it might take a while before the stock comes back up, but eventually it should. This is probably going to be a long-term hold for anyone who's bag holding. So right now, this is sitting on the support of 315, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 330, 350, 375, 405, 425, 460, 485, 515, 535, 555, 585, $6, 620, 650, 680, 705, 730, 765, 795, 815, 835, 870, 910, 940, 965, $10, 1040, 1105, 1190, and then the high of 1250. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 295, 265, 250, 225, 195, 175, 160, 135, and then the low of 120. So right now at this current price, 313, the channels to the upside and the downside are decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 27, so that is undervalued and oversold, so could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice, guys. And this did 35 million in volume today. Very significant volume, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So in the short term, this doesn't look too great. Kind of looks like it may be going into free fall right now. No support in sight, so this probably will keep pulling back for a little bit longer. But longer term, this does look bullish. Like I said, quadruple gap down, and eventually this stock should come back up to 965. So if you're in it for the long term, this could be a good buying opportunity, and you just have to hold for now. And this did fill the gap at $3 way back in August. $3 gap. It finally comes back down here. So just my opinion, not financial advice, guys. I would say if you want to go long, this current price of 313 is already a really good entry. RSI says this is oversold, undervalued right now. So I couldn't blame you guys if you want to go long right here at this price. I think it's a good entry. However, that being said, again, this should keep pulling back for a little bit longer. You should be able to get a better price if you're a little bit patient here. Don't know how low it's going to go, but personally, I would wait and just observe the price action, see when this starts to finally catch support, starts to bottom out, and then I would come in and make your move. And there's some very strong support at 225 and 195. It really should not go lower than 195. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. This is at a relative low right now. Very bullish indicators, really no bearish indicators. So I don't know what you'd be going for, going short here. There's absolutely no reason to do that at all. That would be a high risk, low reward play. Literally no reason to do that. Please don't short, guys. Makes no sense at this moment. That's a bad play. So, sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. Very nasty, but hang in there. Could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. So here is APVO Aptevo Therapeutics. This finishes at $17.03 today. That is up 162.81%. So this stock came out of nowhere, was trending today on StockTwits top 10. Major price action. Looks like it's getting squeezed. So let's talk about it. So there was a reason why the stock is up so much today. We had some news. So let's check that out first. Aptevo reports first complete remission in trial of acute myeloid leukemia cell therapy. Hope I said that right. So I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. But in short, they had very positive results on their cancer treatment trials. So very positive PR. Apes loved it. Jumped in today and squeezed out a lot of shorts here. It's pulling back in the aftermarket here. So that's a pretty bearish indicator for tomorrow. Great PR. Apes loved it. Squeezed the stock today, 163%. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, we have a gap up today at 775. So that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us this stock should pull back to 775 eventually to fill that gap. There's also a gap down at 26 bucks. So that would be a bullish indicator. That would suggest this stock should come back up to $26 eventually to fill that gap. Probably will be a while before that happens, but bullish indicator there. This also looks like a possible cup and handle that complete today. Very ugly cup and handle, but cup and handle nonetheless. So it looks like the top of the cup would be $22 and the bottom would be $6.40. So I just did some quick math. So if this is in fact a complete cup, the handle should start to form pretty soon at around 1420, because 1420 is halfway between 22 and 640. So that would currently be a bearish indicator. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 1755 and 1670. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1755, 1825, 1925, 2010, 2105, 22, 2335, 2460, 2555, 2710, 2895, 3015, and then 3160. And there is resistance above 3160, but we're not going to discuss that right now. Should not be too relevant. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 1670, 1585, 15, 14, 1280, 1150, 1015, 940, 810, 735, and then the low of 640. So right now at this current price, $17, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 25.55 to the upside, the channels start to open up and get pretty wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 25.55. RSI is currently at 61, so that is a little bit above average, but nothing to be too concerned about at the moment. And this did 162 million in volume today. Biggest volume day ever for this stock. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. So right now in the aftermarket, this is down below 15. That is a bearish indicator. That is a good indication that tomorrow will also pull back. Yeah, guys, based on all the TA here, this does look bearish in the short term. Again, we have the cup and handle, gap up. Those would be bearish indicators. RSI is slightly above average, slightly bearish there. And really the only bullish thing this stock has going for it is the gap down at 26. So eventually it should come back to 26. Probably going to take a while though. And the strong social media sentiment, which will have to fade eventually, pretty soon I would say. I do think it's going to pull back to at least 1420, I would say, to form the handle in this cup and handle, and maybe even as low as 750 to fill this gap here. Hopefully not, but there's a real possibility this pulls back to 750. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that right now. $17 is not a good entry. You already missed your opportunity. Should have went long earlier in the day before the squeezed. It already appears like the squeeze is over. Going long at this current price is probably a bad idea. You're probably going to end up holding some bags. However, if this does pull back to $14, I think that would be a good entry. And if it pulls back below 14, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. And if you really, really want a good price, then you can wait till 750. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, looks like a pretty decent play here. It should pull back in the short term. Don't know how much it's going to pull back. But from 17 down to 14, that's about a 15 to 20% downside. So decent tendies there, decent downside potential. And again, this may pull back to as low as 750. From 17 down to 750, that would be around a 55-60% downside. Yeah, going short could pay off pretty big here. Shouldn't be too risky because it appears like the squeeze is already over. So yeah, I would say if you go short here, you should be able to make at least 20 to 60%. A lot of downside potential, a lot of tendies to be made. So I would support going short here. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. This was an absurd run today. Don't get too greedy, guys. Secure the gains. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is APVO Aptevo Therapeutics. Okay, here is QLGN Qualigen Therapeutics. This finishes at $2.56 today. That is up 104.8%. So here's another stock that is squeezing today. Was top 10 on StockTwits. A lot of ape momentum right now. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So a possible reason as to why the stock is pumping so hard today is because it received a price upgrade. So yesterday, Zacks Small Cap Research came out with a $9 price target on the stock. So that is a very ambitious price target. The 3-year high is like 33, but the yearly high is 465. So that price target would be double what the yearly high is at. So yeah, very ambitious price target. And I will just say, Zacks Small Cap Research is not a hedge fund. So I would not give it too much weight here. Just my opinion, not financial advice. That was very bullish to the apes. So the apes piling in here, squeezing the shorts out. Really no other reason to justify this price action today. So not much else to say. Let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a gap up today at 140. So that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us the stock should pull back to 140 eventually to fill that gap. Probably going to happen in the short term. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 260 and 250. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 260, 270, 275, 285, 295, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 365, 375, 380, $4, 415, 435, and then the high of 465. And there is resistance above that, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 250, 235, 225, 210, $2, 190, 180, 165, 160, 150, 140, 130, 125, 120, 115, $1, and then the low of 95 cents. So right now at this current price, 256, the channels to the upside and the downside are decently sized. So expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 380 to the upside, the channel starts to open up and get real wide. So expect a significant increase in price action if slash when this breaks 380. RSI is currently at 88, so that is extremely overbought and extremely overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 219 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Biggest volume day ever for this stock, so this pump slash squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. I think this one is pretty clear. Not 100%, but this looks pretty clear to me. This does appear to be very bearish in the short term. We have the gap up at 140, very high RSI, and in the aftermarket, it is pulling back right now, down to 208. So that's another bearish indicator. The aftermarket action is a good indication of how tomorrow is going to trade. A lot of bearish indicators, no bullish indicators, no neutral indicators. So this chart appears to be extremely bearish in the short term. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. You already missed the boat. 256 is a really bad entry for going long. If you were to go long here, you're probably going to end up holding some bags. Not a good idea at this current entry. However, I will say, if this does pull back to 140 to fill the gap, which I fully expect it to in the relative short term, then I think that would be an excellent entry at 140 or lower. So I would support going long at 140, and if it pulls back below 140, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a really good play to me. From 256 down to 140, that would be about a 40% downside. So a lot of downside potential, a lot of tendies to be made. Doesn't seem too risky. I would say going short would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot here. Looks like a really good play to me. So I would support going short here. You should be able to make 40% easily. And I will just say, please cover at 140. As soon as this fills the gap, please cover. This is not one you want to hold for that long. Get your tendies and get out. So congratulations to everyone who made money on the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up. Not financial advice, but like I said, looks extremely bearish in the short term. So don't get too greedy, guys. Secure the gains. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is QLGN Qualigen Therapeutics. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.